Welcome to Actor Unscripted, where we unlock the secrets of true performance. What separates a lifeless performance from one that truly lives in the audience's mind? It's not just talent. It's your ability to create an inner world that feels real. And today, we're exploring how to train that power through the words of one of theater's greatest teachers. We're studying An Actor Prepares, written by Constantin Stanislavski, the father of modern acting technique. This book is a journey into the actor's inner process, imagination, emotion, and truth on stage. In part 1 of chapter 4, Stanislavski taught that imagination is the foundation of acting, the what if, and given circumstances that make a scene feel alive. We saw exercises where students imagined being trees, castles, or other objects, filling in details with all their senses. Today, in part 2, the director begins by explaining a crucial rule. When a script, director, or playwright leaves out details, it's your job as an actor to fill in the missing pieces. You need an unbroken series of imagined circumstances in which your role exists, and a chain of vivid inner visions tied to those circumstances. On stage, every moment should be connected either to the external world, the set, props, lighting, and environment, or the inner world you've imagined. Sights, sounds, smells, textures that are personal to you. When done well, these inner images become like a movie playing inside your mind, influencing your mood and emotions while keeping you grounded in the play's reality. The director explains how we see imagined things. If you look at a chandelier, your eyes send visual feelers outward. When you close your eyes and picture it again, you're projecting it onto the screen of your inner vision. The same works for sound. We hear imaginary noises with an inner ear, yet we feel they're coming from outside us. He challenges the students. Try recalling your life story entirely through remembered images. Why? Because images, unlike fleeting emotions, are easier to store and recall, and once you have a whole picture, acting becomes much richer. He challenges the students. Try recalling your life story entirely through remembered images. Why? Because images, unlike fleeting emotions, are easier to store and recall, and once you have a whole picture, acting becomes much richer. The director revisits Paul, the student who imagined being an old oak tree. In this session, Paul is pushed further. First, describe the sounds: sheep grazing, cowbells ringing, villagers gossiping. Then, decide when this is happening. Paul chooses the feudal era. Next, find why the tree is there. Maybe it's the last survivor of a cut-down forest, kept to protect a spring, or used as a lookout point. The director says asking for what reason forces an actor to clarify, expand, and add emotional weight to a role. But here's the twist. The oak tree can't move, so when the director imagines an enemy raid approaching, Paul feels intense excitement but no way to act physically. The lesson? Even a passive theme can stir emotional readiness and prepare you for stage action. Not all imaginations fire instantly. The director shares a method. Ask simple questions about the imagined world. Refuse vague answers. Push for clarity. If stuck, suggest possibilities to kickstart the process. Gradually build an unbroken, vivid chain of images. Over time, this strengthens the habit of wrestling with mental passivity and makes creating imaginary worlds easier. The director also explains how imagination can refresh prepared scenes. By adding a new supposition, a new what if, an old exercise gains fresh life and spontaneity. Stanislavski closes with one powerful truth. Every word you speak, every movement you make on stage, must come from the right life of your imagination. If you act without knowing who you are, where you came from, why you're here, and what you want, you're not acting. You're just a wound-up machine. Even for a simple question like, "Is it cold today?" you should instantly recall the streets you walked on, the crunch of snow, the feel of collars turned up against the wind, and only then answer. That's how an actor's imagination turns fiction into living truth. Join us next time as we move to the next chapter, concentration of attention.